Contech Nigeria has come to stay. And here we are celebrating the beauty of construction industry, innovation. What are we going to say? If there is no technology in our world today, it will be difficult. This is the moment AEC industry generally is enjoying technology. And here we are today, great minds, industrial leaders. They will be joining us today as our special guests, our invitee, to speak on innovations and technology. Join me as we welcome them, as we celebrate them, and as we learn. TECHSTRUCT Media is here to share the story. Watch out. Okay, here with me this afternoon, I have
Kehinde Ayobade.
So who is Kehinde Ayobade in this context today?
Well, I'm the visionaire, the person.
Please, can you say that again?
I'm the visionaire. I'm the one hosting this event, and with my team, my very solid team.
So what can you say about Contech? Tell us something about Contech.
Well, the goal is to basically advocate for homegrown technology in the construction industry here in Nigeria. One of the things that is lacking in our industry basically is innovation. We really depend on externally built softwares and technologies, all these things built by foreigners, and we are not really thinking about solving our unique problems by ourselves and for ourselves. So that's why myself and my team decided that, okay, we need to come together and bring people who help us spearhead discussions surrounding we creating our own solutions here in Nigeria. So I think why Contech Nigeria is happening today is because I think it's about time that the cravings of everyone in the industry, which is innovation, homegrown innovation, has to start happening. And Contech Nigeria is here to spearhead this movement. So this is what we are doing basically.
About technology is the fact that it's moving so fast, and government needs to realize the value that technology can and is playing in the economic advancement of the country. And in so doing, they need to also invest some resources in coming up with things like labs, hubs, creating some lines of budget in our tertiary institutions for research in technology. And most importantly, having done all of that, where technological innovations come up, government can back it. And if you see great nations where a lot of technological solutions have come out from, in Europe, in the US, in Asia, you see that a lot of them were heavily backed by government as putting real money into those organizations. And some of them are initially government owns part of it, and over time, government will sell those stakes. What they're doing is, kickstarting the process.
Basically, I think the government, they are trying to improve the quality of research in the university. To, let us be sincere about it, but let us face the reality. This is why the government has set up the TED Fund. The TED Fund, that is tertiary education, fund, to take care of all those research and some other needs in the university. So TED Fund now mainly, they are not focusing mainly on, not only on research, but they are also building structures and other things. I don't know where the government has done this, but actually, why TED Fund is set up is to kind of improve on the quality of innovation that is coming up in the university by providing funds, for those, students and lecturers, who are into research. Because normally, before you can do a successful research, you need a lot of money. So government came up with this idea of setting up TED Fund to do, to assist. But basically in Nigeria, a lot of politics do come in. Let us face the reality in most of these things that are to be implemented. So if there is genuine, if there is genuinity on the part of government and sincerity on the part of government, with the creation of TED Fund, we should have improvement, in promoting some of the researches that come up within the university. And that is why the TED Fund was set up. And we hope if it is properly managed, then there can be better, symbiotic relationship between the two. that is between the government and then the university system.
Government needs to believe in technology, and there's a saying that you put your money where your mouth is. So if you say you believe in it, the next thing is to put some money behind it. And then after that, of course, policies and all of that to support, just like they've been doing for the fintechs. Some of it has come to government by surprise. But after a while, after some resistance, they figured, look, it's either we get along or we get left behind. So you create policies that support it, that helps you to grow, and eventually, over time, government will start making money from it, because when those technologies become businesses and start earning resources, they'll pay taxes. Some of those solutions will also be exported out of the country, and the country can earn, useful foreign revenue from that. So I think government has a critical part to play.
Well, in my own view, I think, first of all, we have the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and we all meet and we deliberate on all these problems and issues. We can make a lot of impact. Also, the current Council for the Regulation of Engineering Practice in Nigeria is also there. They can also come up with solutions. Actually, they come up, but as you have said, the Nigerian factor is the problem. The architects also, they have their own body. They also make suggestions, but sincerely, as I've said before, the only solution is for we to be sincere, in our purpose, in whatever we do. Otherwise, it is only with the professionals that can actually bring solution to the problem. If the professionals are united in their thinking, in their decision, in everything they do, who is a senator to hijack, your responsibility for you? Who is that House of Rep member that can hijack your responsibility from you? It's a lie. They cannot do it. But since the professional bodies are not, meeting up to their responsibilities, that is why you see all this problem here and there. I only hope that there will be change of mind among Nigerian professionals. Then we can have improvement, in the society.
The complete absence of Contech is as a result of the failing of professional bodies and the institutions. And if you fail, what do? You reboot, you unlearn, you learn, and then you right place yourself. Professional bodies and institutions must admit that we are lacking. And because we are lacking, we must be deliberate and intentional in leveraging on what should be, which is Contech, to make the construction industry a lot better, and also to mitigate the continuous japa of our young people from engineering, architecture, and construction to other fields. If you do not accommodate them, they will vacate. So we owe it to ourselves to create an enabling platform that would allow our young people to find fulfillment. Because a lot of us feel that it's about the money. Money is important, I kid you not. But what is also important is that they must find fulfillment. They must feel a fitting to the process. And that is what we must do as institutions and learning platforms.
There are so many institutions in Nigeria, and institutions are bodies that come together to create a better enabling environment for each and every one of us. They are educational institutions, for professional institutions, all the divisions of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and many more are institutions of learning. For example, we have Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers, NICE. We have Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers, Nigerian Institution of Electrical Engineers. We even have Nigerian Institution of Structural Engineers, the Nigerian Institution of Wastewater Management. So many institutions are all covered together. And the issue is, what do we stand for? The aim, they all have vision and mission statement. And it all falls down to bringing professional development, raising a sustainability plan for the future. In this way means that we must take up the interest and development of graduate engineers. we must look at the continuous professional development of corporate members. It means that every day we must have value added to us in a different aspect. So what do we do to make sure we do this? We must collaborate. We must collaborate with the academics parts and the academia, the university, the tertiary institutions. We must form a bond in such a way that innovation and research purposes is encouraged and brought forward always.
Yes, I see that higher institutions can encourage sustainable development by first encouraging the creation of what you call computerized models. And this can be done through what you call building information modeling. Now, what this means is that whatever solutions you have can be simulated, can be tested before a life-size prototype is done. Now, right now, there seems to be a lot of theory. You know, there's a kind of disconnect between the universities and the real life, you know. So, but they need, in order to bridge that gap, we need to have prototypes or computerized models that are real life solutions, because there are organizations, there are companies that are ready to pay for these solutions. They need these solutions. So that way, not only are the universities helping to solve societal problems, but they are also preparing the youths to be relevant when they graduate.
We were just talking about, one of our facilitators talked about IoT. When he said IoT, I thought it was Internet of Things. And he said it was actually iron ore technology. That iron ore can actually, the waste from it can be used to replace sharp sand in the making of concrete. Now that's a top research topic, and I think it's very interesting. So all the institutions need to come back and have a bond and bridge the gap with the academia.
Seifat Sadiq is my name, and I'm the co-host for Contech Nigeria 2024.
Wow. So we have the co-host today here with us today. So I would like to ask you, Contech Nigeria, I'm happy you have planned all this together. Like the overview results, what can you say about what you are seeing and what you have planned? Is it going on well?
Absolutely. First of all, it is going on well, and I would like to say a special appreciation to Kehinde and his team, you know, for putting this together. I mean, it's a conversation that has been happening privately in groups amongst friends in the industry, but being able to then take all of those conversations and turn it into a concrete plan to bring every young person and industry professionals within the AEC sector together to then discuss some of the issues that are salient to how do we transition or how do we marry construction and technology together, and not just construction, but also all of the components that leads up to construction, architectural consulting, engineering, including operation, you know, facility management and all that. So being able to put all of those together and then put it into an event so that we can then bring in more people. It's a platform for advocacy, right? It's a platform for knowledge gaining. So if you look at all the sessions that is happening from all the panel sessions, it's about knowledge. What are the problems? What are the opportunities? What are the solutions? Where do we have a gap in knowledge? How do we fix those gaps in knowledge? Who are the people that are already taking initiatives and innovating around this thing? So what are the ideas or the solutions that they are building? Come and showcase them here. Let us see, so that many other attendees or participants will be inspired. And also so that academia, you know, folks that are, you know, training and giving education to the students that are becoming professionals can also see where the gap is and how they can, you know, retool the educational system as well as curriculum to better, you know, equip these young leaders as they're going into the industry to better tackle solutions around technology and construction. So yeah, it's been going pretty well, and it's a lot of fun to be co-hosting with Chris Adetitu.
There's a major need, you know, for tech, you know, in construction. All right, because the way the world is going, so it's moving, you know, fast pace. Tech is, you know, taking the whole place. All right, so looking forward for Nigeria where we can build a house in less than 2 hours, in less than, you know, 2 days. All right, so then that one, how will it happen? It will happen on the premises of technology. So the question is, will Nigeria get there? Yes, we will get there on the back of if we embrace growth. That's number one. And number two, we'll get there if the government, themselves also support this initiative. Because many a times some policy can just come around, then it affects so many things.
I think government have their limitations. I think government is just there to, if anything, just provide a bit of stability. I think what needs to happen, obviously, is the private sector needs to drive this. Obviously, the young people as well have to create their own, what innovation is all about, which is collaboration is important. Events like this do help because then you meet people, you network, you get to know what's happening. And so I think really somehow we need to take it into our own, it's like what they say, take your destiny into your own hands. Government, I would say, obviously, mostly will agree haven't done enough in terms of whatever you need in terms of support, whether it's financial, whether it's clearly defined zones where tech hubs can be encouraged, not just tech, but different sectors of the economy where young people can thrive. Have they done enough of that? Maybe not. But what we need now with the continuous stability and see a transition from one democracy to another, that allows for this sort of events and sort of minds to come together to continue to support how to create ideas that will support the young people.
So technology in construction is extremely important. So it's a very good one. So in fact, the construction industry is valued for over $100 billion, all right? So there is a major need for this, right, to ensure that things are being done as soon as possible. Looking for a Nigeria where we can have, we can build a house, in 3 days, in 2 hours. So tech in construction is extremely important, and we get there.
We meet with diversified problems, both in the construction industry and even outside the construction industry on a daily basis. And some of these problems that we meet with, we often find better way to actually address those problems. And that's what the emanation of technology actually comes to play in itself. The technology in itself coming to play is to solve some of these problems that we see, and we're like, okay, can I get a better and efficient way of solving this problem? Then it gives birth to technology, right? And we're seeing technology growing day by day to solving several of the problems that usually has existed over the years.
This software, they just enable us to make our work faster. It reduces errors, which increases accuracy. And with that, things that should be done, BOQ, bill of quantity that should be done in days can take hours. So if these homegrown software are available, it makes our work faster. And another thing, the benefit of this homegrown technology is that, they are familiar with the environment. So familiarity with the environment will make it even more better, because softwares foreign software, so to say, the environmental conditions that they are being done, Nigeria is Africa, so to say, we are different. So if the environmental factors are considered, because someone that wants to develop the software must have known the knowledge, he has a knowledge of what is around, what is happening. When we have structures that are when structures are being done, they must benefit we that are using it. A structure in the US is different from a structure in Africa. So when softwares like that are being done for communities of yours, it makes the work faster and it helps. It reduces stress. Its accuracy is 100%, not 100%, but at least a bit of 100%. So these softwares are essentials, and it will make more people to come to the industry. Quantities of yours are being reducing because there is no innovations. But if this innovation comes to limelight, a lot of people, they come thinking that, hoping that it's easy. You understand? Not like easy that everybody can jump onto it, but it makes what just life refreshing and better.
Quantity surveyors, architects, engineers, they've been drawing on the board back in the years. You now see expertise. But no matter how much experts you want to claim to be, the human factor will be there. So you would have human error. And now with the advent of machines that we're talking about today, technology, you can, in a very precise form, cut down on some of these human errors and get quality. When we're about to start now, you're talking about the touch of quality and getting the best out of anything you do, right? And that's exactly what technology will now put into. So you would get that thing done efficiently, at lesser time, and even with a better quality. So it's not taking anything off us, but stress. So the stress for us to be able to get that thing done and still have the human error, technology will do it for us. So it's important for any type of profession at all, for any type of thing that we want to do in the industry. It's, inevitable for us to say that we want to. It's very important. We can't ignore the side to the fact that technology would actually play its course. And whether we like it or not, if you don't want to play by the rule of technology coming to limelight and doing several things that we human have been doing in the past and doing it even better, then you will just get let out of the box, because whether we like it or not, it has come to stay.
Apparently, construction and technology coming together in Nigeria, it's been a bit overdue, and this is just the right time, the perfect time for Nigeria to catch up with what's happening globally and also across the continent, because we have fellow African countries like Morocco, Egypt, way ahead of us in terms of construction technology. So with this merging of construction and technology in Nigeria, this is just the right time for that.
I would say that technology on its own is used to, improve processes, make processes more efficient. So what you can do in 2 days or 3 days, where you're able to do in a matter of hours or even minutes sometimes. During this panel, one of the panelists was talking about taking off that could be done 2 to 3 days is now done in hours because they're making use of a software. If I can cut that time, why do I have to, do it manually? Of course, I will deploy technology to it. So not only in the table work, what about the on-site work, right? So on-site, we have proper project monitoring, project tracking, progresses that we require on site. Let's even take all of those aside. Let's talk about 3D printing. 3D printing is something that is happening where you can build houses in a matter of days. This is something that takes us months, before. So if you can do that in days, with the 20 million deficit in housing in Nigeria right now, I think that Nigeria needs 3D printing like yesterday, for our housing, for our construction. So.
The construction industry has a lot of uniqueness and challenges in Nigeria, and we need to come up with homegrown solutions to our unique problems. One of the areas that I believe we need more innovation is in the area of project management solutions. For construction companies, you have a lot of complexities, you have a lot of moving parts. As a business, you're dealing with costs, you're dealing with quality, you're dealing with project delivery, you're dealing with regulatory issues. So if there are technological solutions where all of these things can be encapsulated in one, and as an organization, everything you need to run is on that. So, now you have too many solutions. Some people, you're using Microsoft for email, you're using Excel here, you're using AutoCAD there, you're using MS Project here. There are too many things, right? If there can be a way to streamline some of these so that the solutions are almost like a one-stop shop, where once you get on there, you're able to do a lot of things. And then that solution also needs to be integrated with the most popular tools that everybody uses. I think that is an area that some innovators need to look at.
Definitely, there is need for technology, to drive construction. in not only Nigeria, in the world. And I think that it has been happening in the West, it's been happening in some parts of Africa, it's happening in Nigeria as well, but is it happening at the rate with which we want it to happen? I don't think so. We can do better. The industry can relate better, but you know how change is, they say the speed of change is directly proportional to the rate of dissatisfaction. So if I am dissatisfied with something, I will push for a change in it. Nigerians, you know, we are known to be, they say we are resilient. That means that anything they throw at us, we shake it and then we move, we shake and move. But I think that we need to keep that aside when it comes to construction and look for solutions and look for homemade solutions that are tailored to our own problems. Because Nigerian problems, we have lots of problems that are similar to, say, Kenya or Ghana, but Nigeria also has its own specific problems, and those problems cannot be solved by someone other than, but anyone other than Nigerians. I mean, I believe that they are the best suited to solve our own problems.
Still in the middle of the program today, Contech Nigeria. Contech is here to stay. But here with me, I have Mr.
Ejiro Sagwa.
Mr. Ejiro Sagwa. So please, I would like you to share a few insights with us on what you have actually gained today.
Wow, it has been an awesome experience. I have learned a lot of things about innovation and creativity when it comes to the building industry, about the houses, you know, the examples given from the different panelists were very, very eye-opening. And one of the lecturers from University of Lagos, he mentioned that the students are in school for them to prepare their minds. You know, the general idea, we think they are in school to prepare them for work. You know, so the panelists, they've been very, very, have been enriched by what I have learned. Very, very enriched. So many things. I need to go back and unwind and be able to really remember. But it has been a very impactful experience for me. I didn't believe I would stay here for up to 2 hours. But now I'm here 4 hours plus. So there's a lot of value. I need to go back and relive this moment. It's been an awesome time.
All right, so here with me, I have Mr.
Oluwasegun Bukola.
Oluwasegun
Bukola, yes.
Bukola.
Yeah.
Nice having you here today, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Awesome. Wonderful.
So I would like to ask, have you been enjoying yourself?
Yes, I have. I've been enjoying myself. The sessions have been so awesome and inspiring, eye-opening, as a matter of fact. I love one of the comments of the speaker that talked about system, where we have people, places, and the 3 P's, and then the 3 S, the people, the place, and I can't remember the last P now, but then he talked about having a strategy in place, having a structure in place, and having a system in place. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that session. It really opened my eyes to a lot of things.
All right, so what would you say generally about Contech Nigeria?
I think it's a great start, and given time, it's going to be a bigger edition. I'm looking at this place and I'm saying, okay, we are expecting a larger auditorium next time, because we want Nigerians to have an eye-opening to things like this. We can develop things by ourselves. We can have the idea that yes, we can actually do this. We don't need to wait for anybody. We just need to come with the same mindset, and then we build something together. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you so much, sir.
The greatest challenge is the ability to believe in us. Until of recent, most people don't see my programmer CD 2000, as anything serious. But when because the RCD 2000 will give you 1 or 2 page, results, which you can hand over to a draftsman or an engineer to produce the drawings, because it doesn't produce drawings. Whereas other software for the same beam, we give you a battery of 4, 5, 6 pages. People believe that volume of these things matters. Whereas in any beam design, for example, all you need is simply the reinforcement required at the top, at the bottom, and the shear. So any program that can produce that So believing in us is a major issue.
I think one of the things that is interesting to note is whenever Nigeria eventually figures out what innovation it has built for itself, it's usually very dynamic and worth exporting. And I appreciate the fact that we have success stories like that play out across multiple industries. You know, like you would see in, in the music industry as a typical, more superficial example. And also seeing even in the fintech space, in the health tech space, in logistics, in e-commerce. Eventually, when we invest energy and time in building out our own solutions, we actually do a good job at it to the point where we are able to export it, which is a good, like I said, it's a good sign. So the only thing we can just do is just keep encouraging that other industries and other sectors and other, realities are able to think local about the problem that they may have, and then also think local about the solution that needs to be created to solve the problem. But as far as competing is concerned, I think for those solutions that are created, we do a good job with competing.
If that my program perform exactly the same way as Eagle Point, which is imported overseas, I don't think it's available now, then why can't we patronize our people? So that's the major issue, the major challenge, patronage. People don't believe in it. And another advantage of things like that, especially like at the RCD 2000, you have to be an engineer to use that program. You have to be a civil engineer to use it, because you must understand how to get your load, how to get other things in order to apply it. But you take on, if I train somebody how to model, all right, even if he has a degree in that and is able to sit down, learn AutoCAD, train him how to model, and I ask him to run a 20-story building, he will do it conveniently. Because all we'll be asking is, what is the load? What is the load? Where they say, they're asking me for stress, put 410. They're asking for concrete something, put 25. At the end of the day, you just press go. And the 20-story building is designed by somebody who is not even an engineer. The question is, can he or she interpret anything? The answer is no. But in RCD 2000, you cannot use any of the program unless you know exactly what you are doing. And that is why it's even good. It's difficult for me to say, but I will say that anybody who wants to use foreign software should first of all use RCD 2000. Once you understand the basis, and then when they bring, results are coming out from many of these foreign software, you'll be able to know. So patronage is a major issue. Let's believe in ourselves. Once we believe in ourselves, then we'll be able to develop our country. No country will come and develop, no professional overseas will come and develop our own country. We can only develop our country. No matter what they call, they say, hey, this and this and that. At the end of the day, they're interested in what goes into their pockets, and that money will be transported to their office. There's nothing like, transfer technology. You don't transfer technology, you steal technology. Because when you transfer something, it means that I've taken it from the person back to me. No, you steal technology. That is, you go there, find out what they are doing, and then you bring the same thing back. Improve on it, make it yours, and then that will settle the problem.
I do think Nigerians are energetic, especially Nigerian youths. They bring a lot of energy and life to what they do. Of course, there are different motivations out there. Some people just want to maybe transcend their maybe early experiences. Some others want to be able to push the limits. Maybe they've had some good education, they've had some good exposure, and they want to bring all that back to Nigeria. I'll say that Nigerian youths are motivated for a plethora of reasons. I will not say there is no motivation. However, like every society out there. What I can say at this point is Nigeria has its unique challenges as well. And it is only those, it doesn't matter if you're young or if you're old, it is only those who have prepared or planned or have some strategy in place to respond to such stimulus as we're having in Nigeria right now. It is those people that we can really see, burgeoning and getting better at what they do.
Well, there's always hope in everything. And just as I've said, our men are doing well outside. So if they are doing well outside, those of us that are still inside are also Nigerians. So we can still also do well. If there is patronage, that's the major problem with us as a country. If there is patronage of the local people, they will have enough funds to develop. For example, a consulting firm, you are patronized. You'll be able to purchase softwares that can assist you in doing your job. And then for people who, like young men like you, who are trying to develop software for the country, we'll be in a position to sponsor, we'll be in a position to add value to it. And when it is done, we'll be in a position also to get it purchased, use it, critique it, and make sure that whatever shortcomings that we found with it, we'll be able to relate to you that, look, we have gone through this software, we have used it, compared with, based on our experience, we feel that you should do the A, B, C, D in order to improve on it. So patronage is a major issue. So if we are patronized, either as consultants or as contractors, then we will do well, and then we'll be able to encourage innovation, we'll be able to encourage Contech in whatever form.
So Contech Nigeria is here, and here we have, what is your name, ma?
Adebote Oluwamunumidun.
All right, are you enjoying yourself?
Oh yes, I am.
Okay. So can you tell us one thing you have learned today?
Well, one thing I was able to learn is the fusion of technology with civil engineering, architecture, and every course relating to construction at large.
That is beautiful. So in one word, what will you say about Contech? Does it have impact on you as a person?
Yes, it's very impactful and very inciting as well.
All right. Thank you so much.
So when you were coming to this event, you had expectations, things you wanted this event to be to you. Can you share with us your expectations?
Okay, so I work for a startup. I work in a startup, and when I saw that they have like panels for startup tech events, I was very excited, and I wanted to just learn and so that I'll be able to contribute to my organization where I work. So that was the expectation I had.
Okay, so I know that probably from what you explained, Contech might be a new term, right? You probably might be in Contech for the first time. But from this event, where do you think or where do you see construction technology in Nigeria in the next 5 years?
From this event, I really cannot say, because you know how things are in our country, and we're just hoping that it gets better. So from this event, I'm seeing shift of mind, new ideas, new things, different organization coming up. So that's just it.
All right, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Number one, is critical that young people keep doing what they are doing with the understanding that you don't get it right the first time always. The margin of error is an opportunity to learn. Please do not be afraid to fail, but fail forward. What you are doing here for me is an inspiration.
I think resilience is the major issue. In whatever you do in life, let the interest be there. Everything is not going to be rosy. Even Jesus, I'm a Christian. Jesus said, in the world you shall have tribulation. As Christians, in the world you will have tribulation, you have problems. But be of good cheer because I have overcome. So there's virtually nothing you are doing that you won't have challenges. But if the interest is there, you continue to push, you continue to push and continue to enjoy it. At the end of the day, by the time the result will be, it will be amazing. So my main advice is that people should know that things are not going to be rosy at the beginning. In whatever we are doing, resilience is a major issue, you know. Be continual and then have that interest. Once the interest is there, continue to ask questions, seek for advice, read books, and then push on. Before you know what is happening, you are on top. So that would be my advice. They should continue and then knowing that problems will come and the solutions is always there. If you can't find solutions, to ask questions, consult books. Before you know what is happening, everything is in order. And by the time everything is in order, you are happy. That's how CD 2000 is not something that, I mean, each of them contain more than 1,000, some about 1,400 lines of codes. That's not an easy thing to do. And by the time you start running it, the computer will say, fatal, this is not a Fortran statement. That's money alone, it's not to destabilize you. But you just look at it, say, what is the meaning of that? And you find out that it may be one error somewhere. Once that error is corrected, all the various fatal will just disappear. So don't be discouraged. Challenges will come. Continue pushing, and at the end of the day, you will succeed.
Thank you for staying tuned with us. Here with me, I have
Ozioma Okorafo.
Wow, that is beautiful. I can see that you're looking good. Even after this big event, you still have time to smile. Please, let me just ask, how were you able to carry out these tasks as the project coordinator, as the event planner, all of this in at once, and you are still smiling?
It's actually, it's laughter worthy. So I don't know, it was a lot, but it took a lot of intentionality. Seeing the big picture and knowing how to narrow down, to burrow into the goal, the plan. Yeah, so that was it. You see what you want to achieve and then you break it apart into simpler goals. So that, yes, that's basically.
That's beautiful. Like having your team working on different things at the same time. This is beautiful and unique. So, in your own opinion, if you had to score yourself on this big project, what would you say?
Myself, no, there's no me without the team, and the team is a 100 over 100 kind of team.
Wow, that is great. That is great. So tell us something about Contech.
Contech Nigeria is, okay, let me use our general term, is the amalgamation of construction and technology in Nigeria. So we are bringing together the power of technology into the robustness of construction and ensuring that these two systems work well for the development and advancement of the industry in Nigeria. Yes.
Thank you so much. We are happy to have you here.
Contech Nigeria, I think I'm going to be very clear. You guys are writing history. And I must say this. It's a long haul, but you've started very, very well. You guys are young, but you are teaching us how to lead from the front. And it will be in our best interest to actually key into it and learn so that we also can now bring into this space all of the years of practice and expertise that we have gathered. That for me is critical.
Contech. Yeah, Contech is actually doing a great job. I came here and I was like, wow, all the way. I wasn't expecting the type of crowd that came, the facilitators, the panel session were held beautifully. You guys have the giants in the construction industry. CEO Datum Construction was here, Kaiser Construction is here, APD was here, even our daddy engineer, Dr. Yenuga, was also here present and advising all of us. You've done a great job. Thank you.
We've been here for some times and we can see the whole place is just looking beautiful. So what can you say in the feedback? This being a maiden edition.
Well,
so what can you say? Do people really turn up, or what is the output like?
Well, I'll say we did a thing. We did something really big. I never expected it to be as big as this. The remarks and the responses has been massive. People have been saying, wow, for a maiden event, you are doing something remarkable. And I must say that I'm very much impressed. I am very happy about the outcome. And personally, I think my team did so marvelously well because they are very solid guys, and the planning for 10 months has been very solid. So I think it's a good feedback so far. It's been so good. It's been wonderful feedback so far.
So I would like to ask, should we be expecting more of Contech in the coming years, or is it quarterly, or is it yearly? What is the plan, or the future plan for Contech?
So beautifully, I told my team that we have a 5-year plan. The goal is to make sure we spearhead innovation and have these discussions for 5 good years. That means we're going to be hosting events for 5 years. So this is the first one, and we are going to have 4 other events. Hopefully, we would have driven the message we want to pass across. We would have started seeing startups coming up in the construction industry that are building solutions that solves our unique problems. So 5 years, I believe. So expect to see 4 more Contech Nigeria events.
Can you help us say Contech Nigeria?
Contech Nigeria. Let me add the 2024. Contech Nigeria 2024.